Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I have covered Sonic or the S coin, so let's take a look at it, what is happening with the S and where it might be headed. So this was my analysis in the last video, and as you can see, nothing worked out and the token continued to go down. So this is how it looks like. It looks really bad. Anyways, it actually went up, like starting from November 7th. As you can see here, it is up from 12 cent to as high as 19.46 cents. So let's break it down what happened. First of all, the big announcement that they had was that the second season of the airdrop and the kite tour program have officially ended. The claims will go live once they finalize point aggregation and calculate individual users' rewards. So this was one of the things that ended. So in theory, this should have meant that some of the airdrop farmers may have existed or may have went out of the ecosystem, but again seems like that they stuck around. Anyways, the second big thing that is happening on the Sonic is this one. So basically, on November 3rd, there was a suspicious activity on their one of the ecosystem project called Beats, as you can see, and potentially there was exploit, and they did take a precaution, and basically they froze the addresses, and because of that, it seems like that there have been a community trust around the Sonic Labs that they are ready to protect their customers' funds. So, or basically they are ready to protect users' funds on the Sonic ecosystem. So I think this is most likely one of the reasons why the Sonic is going up. Now again, if you just look here, we don't have anything else like in the last 2 days that could have actually impacted the Sonic. But again, that is what it is anyways. Now if you look at the DeFi state of the Sonic, so if you look here, its TVL continues to go down. It is down to 136 million from 1 billion back in May of 2025. So this is massive, I would say, crash in the TVL. But the interesting thing as of now is the growth in the stablecoin. So basically, from October, the stablecoin growth on the Sonic has been doing really well. It is basically almost 2x from October level, and that I think is really impressive. That could be one of the reasons that the Sonic has been doing really good as of now. And another interesting reason is the Sonic DEX volume. So the DEX volume is up in the last couple of days. So it is so basically it went from 15 million to as 36 million. So that is another massive W for the Sonic, I would say. As of now, that may be the reason why the token has been doing this much good. Now in terms of the ecosystem, overall everything is in the reds, but it has started to see some life in their TVL. If you just look here, so I guess this could be something. Again, as of now, if you look at its ecosystem itself, everything is down in the last 30 days, so it doesn't look that good. Anyways, moving on to its price, so this is where things get really interesting. So if you just look here, this the Sonic has been in the downtrend ever since February 2025, or ever since it launched, as you can see, or ever since FTM to S migration. So if you look here, the token has been in the downtrend. It did try to break out back here in September. Again, it did another attempt in October, but it couldn't. It rejected basically on this trend line that it was following since June. So as of now, I think the most important trend lines as of now that it can reject from are these two purple lines that are drew back in the days. I think these still seems to be valid, so I will just keep them there. So as of now, I think if it continues to go up, let's say if Sonic continues to go up because of whatever hype it has going on, because I couldn't actually spot the exact reason why the token is going up. Anyway, so again, as of now, I think there is a possibility that it may actually reject on 22 to 21 cent level. I think this is a really strong resistance level. So if it does continue to go up, I think we could see a really strong rejection. If we do see a rejection, I think it could make a new low as well. So if we see a rejection here, I think the possibility of Sonic going going as low as 11 cent or even hitting a new all-time low is there. We won't consider this an all-time low because this was just due to exchange crashes, but I think this one, if it makes a new low from here, I think that is going to be an all-time low. But again, I think that will depend whether it rejects on this trend line or not. If it doesn't rejects on this level of 22 to 21 cent, I think the possibility of Sonic going as high as 30 cent is really high. If it doesn't reject on here around somewhere around like 22 to 21 cent, I think this is a really strong resistance. So let's see what it does when it goes in there is a trend. So let's say if it breaks out, so let's say that if it hits there and it tries to go down, and after that we see a massive breakout. If it does do a breakout, I think the possibility of it going as high as 30 cent is really high. So basically like a surge of, I would say, over 80% or even 90% if it breaks out from here. If it doesn't break out, I think we could see a really good correction from here. So it can go as low as like 15 cent, and after that if it has a hype, we may eventually see a breakout again. So I think as of now we do need a really strong breakout from this point of like 22 to like 21 cent. If we get a breakout, I think the possibility of Sonic going as high as at least 27 cent or even like 30 cent is really high. That is if we get a breakout from this point. Overall, the token has been like in the downtrend, and the overall market is still not doing that well. So who knows what the BTC will do. If the BTC goes down, let's say if the BTC goes down as high as 74k or even 80k, I think most of the alts will most likely go down. So if that happens, the possibility of Sonic hitting a new all-time low is really high. So if we do see, let's say if we do see a massive crash in the market, I think the possibility of Sonic, let's see where or how low it can go. So we have 47% correction. So if it makes a new low, I would say the possibility of it going as low as I think 8 cent or even 9 cent is really high. But again, that does depends on BTC, and if BTC does bounces back, I think the Sonic could see a really good breakout from here, and we could actually see a retest of the Sonic could go as high 32 to 30 cent. That is a really strong resistance, but I think this is possible unless all of this is possible, but it does need to break above from this level. Overall, I think it does depends on BTC as well. So let's see what happens. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will be back with more. Thank you.